Oh, my dear child.
No! No.
What did they do to you?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the biggest controversies related to the CW network, caused by network decisions, cast, crew, and/or storylines from their shows. Heads up for potential spoiler warnings.
Even as you ask me to imagine it, like the sensation of white, hot rage in my chest is not small.
Number 20, mass cancellations. Various. In 2022, with rumours emerging of the CW's sale to Nexstar Media Group, the network took the action to cancel a whopping 10 shows. The first titles to get the axe included the original's spin-off Legacies, the reboot of the 80s soap opera Dynasty, and Legends of Tomorrow. Several months later, further series were cancelled or issued with a final season, such as The Flash and Riverdale. Understandably, fans of the programs were furious on social media.
For your crimes against the town of Riverdale, for everything you and your family have done and continue to do, we find you guilty. Your sentence is this.
Once Nexstar took over the CW and focused on unscripted series and sports, more shows that once defined the network were on the chopping block or given a final season. They included Superman and Lois and Walker, leaving All American as the only pre-Nexstar show to still be on air.
We have the entire house to ourselves. Are you sure talking is what you want to do?
Number 19, NWA substance scandal, NWA Power. In 2017, Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins fame bought the National Wrestling Alliance, a brand that has been going since 1948. In 2023, the CW agreed on a deal to host NWA content, including its flagship show, NWA Power.
You're asking me to put you in the main event.
Crowd wants it.
The people want it.
Within days, that deal looked in doubt after the pay-per-view NWA Samhain aired. One segment allegedly showcased several wrestlers taking illegal substances near the ring. It drew a lot of negative attention, reportedly even from CW executives, which Corgan later denied. Even so, the next month, CW signed a deal to broadcast WWE NXT from 2024. After a couple of months, NWA Power expired on the CW app and began broadcasting on X, formerly Twitter.
Shot to the gut! Oh, Rolando, no. Oh, Rush! Rush eats the chair!
Number 18, the Robert Nepper allegations, iZombie. Best known for his stint as Teabag in Prison Break, Nepper found work in the CW with a role in its Arrowverse. Then he was cast as Blaine's father, Angus McDonough, in iZombie, eventually moving from a recurring character to a regular. However, in 2017, Nepper was accused of assault by costume designer Susan Bertram during filming of 1992's Gas Food Lodging.
My mind just walks away sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's what men do. They walk away.
The actor denied the allegations. This sparked Bertram to file a defamation lawsuit against him, which was settled in 2021. Shortly after Bertram's original accusation, 4 more women came out with similar experiences with Nepper, which he also denied. In 2018, Nepper was confirmed to be departing iZombie. CW's then president, Mark Pedowitz, claimed the actor was always scheduled to leave and it wasn't due to the allegations.
I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news.
News beyond the wall doesn't hold much interest for me anymore.
I should.
Number 17, LIV sports washing, LIV Golf. In 2021, LIV Golf was formed to rival the PGA Tour. With a vast fortune behind it with Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, LIV began poaching some of the best golfers around, causing the brand to increase in popularity. However, LIV was also quickly embroiled in scandal.
What they're doing is working as hard as they can to cover up for injustices by misusing athletics in hopes of normalizing these horrifying abuses.
It was accused of being a vehicle for Saudi Arabia to hide the country's scandals and alleged human rights abuses with a law of top-class sport. In 2023, these sports washing concerns grew louder when the CW announced a broadcasting deal with LIV Golf.
Specifically, there are real concerns around their human rights issues, and that's not going away.
Well, I guess what they're looking for is what the Saudis are looking for, is to sort of normalize this.
In 2025, after struggling to attract the audience size they wanted on the network, LIV Golf moved to Fox Sports. Number 16, the misconduct of Stephen Collins, Seventh Heaven. After first airing in 1996, Seventh Heaven moved to the CW for its final season, ending in 2007. One of the show's main stars was Collins, who played Reverend Eric Camden.
You're gonna make mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes.
In 2014, in the midst of a divorce from actor Faye Grant, a voice tape of Collins was leaked that had him admitting to misconduct with a minor. Grant had recorded the confession during marriage counselling in 2012. The police soon investigated the case, however no criminal charges were filed. The scandal caused Collins to be fired from Scandal and be dropped by his talent agency. A couple of months later, he admitted to 3 past offences against minors, bringing an end to his reputation and career.
And it's just not gonna happen again, and it hasn't. And I feel very confident that it won't.
Number 15, the end of Supernatural. Supernatural. Since debuting in 2005, the fantasy show about the Winchester brothers undertaking the family business of monster hunting soon developed a cult following of die-hard fans. Yet, in 2019, Supernatural stars Jensen Ackles, Jared Padalecki, and Misha Collins announced the series was ending after season 15.
Yeah, we've cried some tears, and we'll cry some more.
But we're going to save the emotion for next season.
Grateful, and we'll work all the emotion into next season.
We talked about this in advance. We're like, let's not get emotional about it. Let's just try to be cool. And
he's hanging on for dear life, I know.
While the end of the cult show was always going to be difficult, fans were especially furious at one particular incident. For context, some in the fandom had been shipping Ackles Dean and Collins Castiel, becoming known as Destiel. Late in the final season, Cass confessed his love for Dean before being killed off.
Why does this sound like a goodbye? Because it is. I love you. Don't do this, Cass.
Some believed this was the use of the bury your gays trope. As for the reaction to the series finale as a whole, many fans showcased their disappointment towards it on social media. Number 14, Supergirl cast mocking fan theories. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a dashed hope for queer representation in media. During San Diego Comic-Con in 2017, the cast of Supergirl gathered to playfully sing about the events of this series' second season. But during this fun-faux musical, actor Jeremy Jordan boldly exclaimed that the characters Lena and Kara, a popular ship in the fandom, were only friends.
They're only friends! They're not gonna get together, they're only friends.
The conviction in which he made such a statement struck a chord with fans of the show, hoping to see the 2 female characters in a romantic relationship. Later in the interview, Jordan jokes that his statement destroyed Supercorp. Not quite, but he did prove that he has a super lack of awareness.
I feel like I'm gonna get destroyed for what I just did. Sorry.
Number 13, Hartley Sawyer's tweets. The Flash. After rising to fame on the soap opera The Young and the Restless, as one of the actors to portray Carl Abbott, Sawyer joined the cast of The Flash in 2017 as Ralph Dibny, aka the Elongated Man. Graduating from recurring to a series regular, all looked to be going well for the actor as his reputation increased.
A simple deduction for a simple man. Though I assure you, you are no threat for an intellect of my magnitude.
Please. Everyone I fight is smarter than me, but no bad guy's beaten me yet.
Then in 2020, Sawyer's career was cut short. Tweets he'd made from 2009 to 2014 resurfaced as they allegedly contained hateful language. While Sawyer apologised for what he said, the CW fired him from The Flash and wrote his character out of the show. As of the time of making this video, the actor has not done any showbiz work since 2020.
people like me are just trying to get from one bill to the next. And I wouldn't have to be living like that if you hadn't cost me my job. You got yourself fired!
Number 12, The Crimes of Ryan Grantham. Various. With roles in Supernatural, iZombie, and Riverdale, Grantham had a storied career in the CW. However, in 2020, he destroyed any hope of a career in acting when Grantham fatally shot his mother at their home in Squamish, British Columbia, Canada. Hours later, after filming his mother's dead body, the actor packed his car with weapons and drove to assassinate then Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
He abandoned that plan and debated between committing mass murders at SFU or on the Lionsgate Bridge. Instead, he turned himself in to Vancouver police.
Grantham stated in one of his videos that he killed his mother so she wouldn't see his next deadly plan. In 2022, Grantham was sentenced to life in jail with parole eligibility after 14 years.
He's done everything he could do in prison. He's taken every possible course. He's attended counseling as much as he possibly could. I think there's good hope to believe that he could be rehabilitated.
Number 11, Alison Mack and NXIVM, Smallville. With the role of Clark Kent's BFF, Chloe Sullivan, in Smallville, Mack became a fan favourite, even getting her own spin-off web series. In 2006, the same year the CW was created, Mack joined NXIVM.
Alison Mack is someone who is part of the smaller community, the kind of inner circle of NXIVM. She lived in Knox Woods, in this little neighborhood. In fact, she seems to have left her acting career to be a part of NXIVM and to really focus on her work in NXIVM.
The group, which on the surface provided self-improvement seminars, was a cult that abused female members for the enjoyment of its leader, Keith Raniere. Mack rose up the ranks, allegedly taking part in abusing women and recruiting new members. After victims went public with their experience, Mack was charged on several counts, including trafficking and forced labor in 2018.
Allison was trying to get paid for her work in NXIVM, but Keith wouldn't pay her until she delivered me to him. That was the exchange of me for money. And I realized then that I was nothing but a commodity to them.
As part of a deal, she gave prosecutors details about Raniere's operation. After pleading guilty, Mack was sentenced to 3 years in 2021. She was released in 2023. Number 10, Taylor Momsen's behaviour, Gossip Girl.
You make me wanna die. I'll never be good enough. You make me wanna die.
Before her career changed from aspiring young actress to fronting successful rock band The Pretty Reckless, Taylor Momsen starred in Gossip Girl as Jenny Humphrey.
We're Humphrey's, Dad. Not exactly royalty uptown.
But according to some sources, her departure from the show wasn't remotely amicable. Momsen was allegedly fired from her role for her increasingly bratty behaviour, even after being downgraded from a main to recurring role in season 4.
You are lucky I don't fire you this minute.
Oh, you are lucky that I don't just quit. Because then what would you do?
Guest star Tim Gunn was quoted as calling her a diva and pathetic for not remembering her lines. However, a few years later, Momsen herself said that she was not fired and in fact has never been fired in her life.
I don't know if this is your idea of a joke, but it's not funny.
It's not a joke. I'm so sorry. This isn't.
I'll show you the way out.
Mr. Gunn, please.
Number 9, Betty Cooper's Striptease, Riverdale.
Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
In order to become a member of the Southside Serpents gang, Betty Cooper performed a pole dancing routine on stage in front of Jughead, Jughead's father, and her own mother, as well as the other members of the gang.
And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad.
The scene was found to be widely controversial by critics and viewers who didn't like the fact that Betty is only a teenager performing a routine for many significantly older men.
I find it hard to take when people run in circles. It's so very, very.
However, Lily Reinhart came out and said that the scene was supposed to make people feel uncomfortable, though she didn't anticipate it causing as much of a stir as it did. Number 8, 90210's cancellation, 90210.
We tried, but we failed.
A return to the long-running 90210 franchise began in 2008, but ended abruptly 5 years later. However, according to leading cast member Annalyn McCord, none of the actors were actually told about the cancellation ahead of time.
I'd rather have known you for a little while than to never have known you at all.
Instead, they found out via a Twitter announcement, along with the general public.
Hey, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that it's never over. It's only just beginning.
McCord said that she thought it wasn't cool at all, and added that she absolutely hated the ending written for her character Naomi. In fact, she hated it so much that she rewrote and filmed her own spoof ending and posted it online for fans to enjoy. Number 7, casting Candice Patton, The Flash.
Hi, I'm Iris West. It's my first day.
Ever since her 1956 debut, DC character Iris West has been canonically white. All that changed when black actress Candice Patton was cast in the iconic role in The Flash, causing tremendous backlash for some of the fans of the comics who didn't want to see any diverse representation.
Look, I'm not stupid, okay? I know that Larkin hired me because he thinks that I have some sort of in with the Flash.
but I am serious about being a journalist.
Speaking to the Washington Post a few years later, Patton said that she had no idea her casting would cause so much controversy, but also that she has solidified the role to the point where another black actress, Kiersey Clemons, has been cast to play Iris in the DC Extended Universe.
Are you asking for the paper?
No, I'm asking as a friend.
Oh.
Although I'm sure the public would want to know as well.
Number 6, backlash against Mark Guggenheim. Arrow.
Mr. Mayor, we have a shooter in the building.
Gun control is a hot topic that needs to be handled carefully, and Arrow writer-producer Mark Guggenheim aimed to be sensitive when his show tackled the real-world issue in early 2017. But people on all sides of the gun control debate ended up unsatisfied when the show failed to actually take a stance.
Land of the free, home of the incredibly stupid.
We are not having this conversation now or ever, guys.
Instead of trying to make a political statement, Guggenheim used the subject matter to no real effect, and the 5th season episode has now become a highly criticized hallmark of how not to engage with real-world problems through mass media and entertainment.
Guys, can we please just not right now?
I don't have any problem with your right to bear arms so long as it doesn't conflict with my right to, live.
Are you kidding me? Look at what we do, man. Our whole life is violence.
Number 5, threesome advertisement. Gossip Girl.
So you guys used a prefab college experience to get me to stay?
Oh yeah.
When a preview for an episode of Gossip Girl was shown to feature a threesome between some of the main characters, which also involved a same-gender kiss, there was outcry among concerned parents. The Parent Television Council practically demanded that the episode be pulled before it could air, deeming it reckless and irresponsible, and worrying it might convince the network's young audience to copy the behaviours of the characters. However, the CW refused to respond to them and then aired the episode anyway, so nobody stopped Dan, Olivia and Vanessa from having their fun. Number 4, Miss Grundy, Riverdale.
Archie, what are you doing walking in this heat?
Building character?
Do you want to ride?
It was enough of a shock for fans of the classic comics to find Miss Grundy was significantly younger than her illustrated counterpart, but throw in an illicit relationship with a series protagonist and you're in for a world of trouble. Portrayed by the show as something forbidden and romantic, it didn't take long for media outlets to come out and condemn the affair as being coercive and immoral at best, and the sexual assault of a minor at worst.
But we're here. And for me, that's enough.
Archie actor himself, KJ Apa, has described it as a romance, and yet it's been widely criticised as insensitive to fans of the show who may have suffered this kind of abuse themselves.
You know, I gotta ask you, what made you take such an interest in my son?
Archie's a special kid.
Number 3, Mary's Assault, Rain.
God, what's happening? What's wrong?
An intruder was seen outside the portcullis. We're just checking on Your Majesty.
News of this storyline was leaked a few months before the episode was due to air and sparked backlash before it was ever even seen, with petitions circulating on social media to get it preemptively canned. Despite this, the CW went ahead and allowed the episode onto the small screen, and viewers watched Queen Mary be sexually assaulted by enemy soldiers attempting to assassinate King Francis.
One of the grooms swore the king left the castle earlier. He could be lying. I'm telling you, we've looked as long as we dare. Burrell's been killed. One of the king's guards may have survived. We are leaving now. They killed all the other witnesses. Kill her before she can scream.
Reign's showrunner Laurie McCarthy later defended the decision to run with the plot in interviews, saying that it felt political to see a woman of arguable power to be attacked in this way.
They tried to destroy you by taking your pride and your strength, but those things cannot be taken not from you. Not ever.
Number 2, killing off Lexa, the 100.
Feelings for Clark put both of you in danger. Your kill order must be fully enforced.
At the forefront of storyline-related controversies is the death of Lexa in the 100. Lexa was a fan favourite and one of the show's few openly LGBTQIA+ characters. Killed by a stray bullet in the scene immediately following the much-teased consummation of her relationship with protagonist Clark, her death caused tremendous outcry from the show's fans.
Titus, what is this about?
I'm sorry it had to come to this, Clark.
Many abandoned or boycotted the show, citing it as an example of the bury your gays media trope in which gay characters are frequently killed off. Showrunner Jason Rothenberg eventually apologized for the decision to kill Lexa and admitted that if he had a do-over, he wouldn't have had things end this way.
The next commander will protect you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Mark Schwann's Misconduct, various CW shows.
I don't wanna be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately.
When former One Tree Hill writer Audrey Warchope accused Mark Schwahn of sexual harassment on Twitter, 18 other female cast and crew members added their voices to confirm the allegations. In a joint letter signed by all of them, they say that they were manipulated psychologically and emotionally by Schwahn, and that years later they are still suffering the effects of his traumatic abuse.
It was interesting for us, when the show was over, really to hear that it was no secret in the industry either.
Right.
And he kept working, as they all do.
In addition, 25 cast and crew members of Schwann's other show, The Royals, also spoke out against him. Similarly, former executive producer of the Arrowverse shows, Andrew Kreisberg, was fired in 2017 because of sexual harassment allegations following an internal investigation at the network.
We have to try something. Ready?
Cara!
Which of these CW controversies shocked you the most? Or do you have one that we didn't mention? Let us know down below.
Got a problem, mister?
What? No?